A fusion plasma is only as good as its ability to hold heat. Pour in 100 megawatts and it leaks straight back out, and you never reach fusion conditions. The science of that leak is called transport, and taming it is most of the game. In the simplest picture, particles bounce off each other and slowly random walk across the magnetic field. That is classical diffusion. Each collision nudges a particle 1 gyro radius sideways, and the losses are tiny. Reality is worse because the field is curved. In a torus, some particles get trapped and trace fat, banana-shaped orbits. Their random walk is much wider than the classical one. This is neoclassical transport, and it sets a hard floor on the losses. Those same trapped particles do something remarkable in return. Their orbits drive a current all on their own, the bootstrap current. The plasma helps hold itself in place, which is exactly what a compact, high-performance machine needs. But neither classical nor neoclassical is the real villain. The dominant leak comes from turbulence. Tiny, swirling eddies that stir heat outward far faster than collisions ever could. These eddies are drift waves, driven by the steep gradients of temperature and density inside the plasma. Left alone, they scale up with machine size and set the pace of the losses. Understanding them is the central problem of confinement. There is a way to fight them. If you can make the plasma flow at different speeds at different radii, a sheared flow, that shear literally tears the eddies apart before they can transport heat. We call it E cross B shear suppression. When that suppression switches on at the edge, something dramatic happens. The plasma jumps into a high confinement state, H mode. It takes a threshold of heating power to trigger, and once it does, the edge losses drop sharply. The signature of H mode is the pedestal, a steep cliff of pressure at the plasma edge. That cliff lifts the entire core with it, so a good pedestal is worth an enormous amount of core performance. To predict how well any machine confines heat, the field uses a scaling law built from decades of experiments, the IPB98 scaling. It relates confinement time to current, size, field, and power. We anchor Hyperion's performance to that same empirical law. There's also a ceiling on how dense the plasma can go. Push past the green-walled limit, set by the plasma current and size, and the edge cools, radiates, and the discharge ends. We design to stay under it, with margin. Not all anomalous transport pushes outward either. Turbulence can also pinch particles inward, peaking the density in the core where the fusion rate is highest. A quiet ally when it works in your favor, and the plasma's own resistance matters. Hotter plasma conducts current almost perfectly. Resistivity falls off steeply with temperature. That is why a hot core carries current so efficiently and why the bootstrap current pays off. Put it together, and confinement is a balance of enemies and allies. Neoclassical losses, turbulent eddies, sheared flows, a pedestal, and a density ceiling. Hyperion is designed to sit inside all of them at once, in open simulation, a conceptual design you can inspect, not yet an operating machine. That is why the temperature and density profiles matter as much as any single headline number. Hold the heat, peak the fuel. Respect the limits, and the reaction takes care of the rest.